Welcome to Talking with Tom. I'm Tom Dacey alongside Edward McCarver. Hello, Ed.
Hello, Tommy. How are you? Virtually alongside, we should say, as we are getting used to this new format. Not really a new format now. We've been doing this, since April or May. We're old hands at this Zoom stuff, but it is nice to be back on the Zoom air as it is.
I am very excited about today's show. Of course,
As am I.
we have one repeat guest who was on with us a while back with Cindy Wolkoff and our good friend Doug Allen. Deedee O'Malley.
Yep.
So without further ado, please welcome Poppyiris featuring Mike Lusk and Deedee O'Malley. Welcome.
Hi guys.
How are you doing this afternoon?
We're good actually. We've just been playing and singing and writing and doing a lot of music videos the last few days. We got to ride some horses.
Yeah, ate a lot of dust.
So you've been, or go ahead, Tommy.
I was going to start out by asking them, how did you both get started in the music business?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I think for me, it was my friend Katja wanted to take guitar lessons. And so she didn't want to be alone in the classroom. So she recruited me to go with her and then she quit. And I stayed.
Did you have any interest in guitar at the time you went with your friend to the lesson, or did that ever cross your mind?
My Italian cousin Lisa Coccazelli. I love that name. I like saying
That's
it.
Italian.
Lisa
Right?
Coccazelli. She played that song "Killing Me Softly" by Roberta Flack, and when I heard it, I said, "That's what I want to do with my life, right there. What she's doing." So I had already made the postulate or put the intention or decision out there, and then I guess the world just kind of falls in your place when you make a really strong decision, you know.
How about for you, Mike?
For me, it was Mrs. Weddington's 6th grade music class. we had to group up and do a commercial. So at the time, I was only interested in baseball. So me and a couple of my baseball playing buddies got together and we thought, we'll do the current Dr. Pepper commercial. And when it came time to perform it, we all kind of looked at each other like, well, who's going to step out there and start singing? So I just started going, I drink Dr. Pepper and I'm proud. I'm part of an original crowd. And all the girls in class looked at me like, what? And they'd never looked at me that way. And that's when music started, so.
Did you realize at the time you did that Dr. Pepper commercial that this would eventually become your life's work? Did you know at the time?
I had no clue. No.
Really?
No, I thought I'd still be a baseball player.
I bet you would have been just as good a baseball player. Because you are a perfectionist. You would have been just as good, no matter what you chose.
But I probably wouldn't have this hair if I was a baseball player.
That's true.
What position in baseball did you want to play? What position in baseball?
I was a pitcher.
A pitcher?
Yeah. I was a knuckleball pitcher. So, yeah.
Jeez,
And a knucklehead.
We could have used you with the Red Sox this year.
Yes, and I think at the time of this taping, Tom, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't the World Series start tonight? Or
Tomorrow.
Yeah, the Dodgers won last
That's
night.
right.
Woo!
Yep.
Yeah, down 3-1, and now they're in the World Series against.
Of course, I'm rooting for the Dodgers because of Mookie Betts. So, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah,
was
you
great
put
to
your
be out
bets
here.
on Mookie?
Yeah, really. Now, you formed Poppyiris in 2016. How did that come about?
Well, Cindy Wolkoff and I were writing a lot of love duets, and we wanted the best male singer we could find in
And he wasn't
Tennessee.
available. So they got me.
He always says that. Anyway, he came highly recommended and was the male voice on some of the duets that I sang that Cindy and I wrote. And we kind of fell in love with his voice, and we decided to do shows out in Tennessee and in Los Angeles. So he flew out here and we did shows, and it just became, it was a very natural evolution. And then at one point we just said, hey, we should really do this because this is making people smile. And that's the only thing I've ever wanted to do with my music. It's the only thing I ever wanted. What?
And where did the name Poppyiris come from? You want to explain that?
Well, poppy is the state flower for California, where I reside, and
iris is the state flower for Tennessee, where I am. So.
And we write romantic songs, and they're timeless. And flowers are kind of a symbol of romance. So, yeah, it kind of just, no pun intended, pops right out of your mouth. So it's cool. You know,
And
it's easy.
and you have a great website, which is www.poppyirismusic.com.
That's right.
And
Now, Deedee, you are oh, I'm sorry, Tom. Deedee,
no, I was
Los
going to say
Angeles.
they can go to your website and you have your information there as well as music videos.
Yes, you can go to www.poppyirismusic.com and you can buy merchandise. We have these beautiful this beautiful heart that symbolizes a song that we wrote called "My Heart Can Beat Again," about love kind of being renewed after a long time. And then you can get to our song on social media through all of our songs and videos through social media. Pretty much everything is there. It's just a kind of giant Poppyiris playground.
And of course, I've also shared them to the Talking with Tom group page as well.
Great.
So they can see them on there as well. But Ed, you know what? Rather than us talk, I think our fans might want to hear a little Poppyiris performance. So what do you say? Why the hell not?
Why the hell not? You got it.
Driving down to Rio for our weekend getaway, laughing like we always do and wondering where to stay. Finishing my sentence before I start to say,
it's a beautiful day. Stop and run around the car and get down on one knee saying,
let's get married, girl. You're the one for me. And she says, why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? Why the hell not? Why not now? When I look at all the endless love we've got, say, why not tie the knot?
So I call my mama, cause she'll kill me if I don't. She is so excited, drops the phone right on her toe. She tells me you two aren't getting married all alone. I'm calling everybody I know.
Your cousin's from Chicago and your uncle from LA. Your sister and your brother are all getting on a plane, and she says, why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? Why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? When I look at all the endless love we've got, why not tie the knot?
Yeah.
We're standing at the altar, about to say our vows.
And it feels so good to tell the world, say it all out loud. There's no question in my mind when I say I do, and when he says it too. He says,
why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? Why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? When I look at all the endless love we've got, why not? Why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? Why the hell not? Why not tie the knot? When I look at all the endless love we've got, why not tie the knot?
yeah.
Why Why not try it?
All right.
Thank you.
Poppyiris. I've got a million questions about that song. And I know it was released in January of this year. Probably the only good thing to happen to 2020 is that song out. But
You want to come say hi, Cindy?
Sure.
This song was written. Cindy Walkoff was a major writer on this song, and she's in the house.
Yeah.
Cindy's
Hi,
here.
Cindy.
Hi. I'm kind of in the
Hi,
background.
Cindy.
How
How
you
are
doing?
you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having
She
us.
has her Poppyiris t-shirt
Yeah, I'm
on.
wearing a Poppyiris t-shirt.
Oh, very
Shameless
nice.
promotion.
Advertising.
Well,
I'm a
and
little
while
bit
you're
proud
here,
of
Cindy,
these guys.
let me ask both of you, Deedee, Cindy, I know Grant Nichols, can tell us the story of how that song was born. What was the process of making Why the Hell Not?
Well, my son had just gotten engaged, and it was really on my mind. And we just sat down, and we like finding metaphors.
Right.
You know, idioms, metaphors, fun things. And when we saw Why the Hell Not, we thought, oh, that would be really kind of fun. So we wrote it for my son and his fiance. And it was kind of a labor of love. And we didn't know it was going to get so many streams on Spotify. We didn't know it was going to become so big. But you know, the best songs are just from the heart and real life
Absolutely.
situations, right?
Yep.
How long did it take to write in music and everything? Was it something that
2 hours.
2 hours?
Wow.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I wish I had that talent.
Yeah, I was expecting to say 2 weeks, two months or something, but 2
Uh,
hours.
They're songwriting
amazing.
machines.
Yeah,
I have-
we do a lot.
I have to ask because I absolutely love the video. Do you have any input into the video that seen all the couples, with the getting engaged? I mean, the
Yeah.
video is just awesome. Did you have any input into that?
Yeah, we wanted to have people proposing all over the place, and then COVID kind of shut down the world. So we were thinking, wow, how are we going to do this? People don't want us to come to their houses, and the beach was like the most open place you could find people. And then you want to talk about your experience when we went and kind of recruited people to propose to each other, what that was like?
Oh yeah, so we went basically down here to Venice Beach and just walked up to couples. You could tell, pretty much who were couples out there on the beach, and asked if they'd like to be in a video proposing to one proposing to the other. And we got guys proposing to girls. There was one couple, and they had been talking about a promise ring.
Yeah.
And when he proposed to her, she started crying, and it was
We started
yeah,
crying.
it was crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was such a nice experience. Everyone out there was so nice, and Venice is very colorful. So
Colorful characters.
yeah.
Well, I have a funny story to tell you too with that song. My brother Joe just got married back in August. And because of the COVID, I did not attend the wedding. And my niece is getting married this coming weekend. Same thing, I'm not going, but I shared Why the Hell Not on both their timelines on Facebook.
Aw, thank
That's
you.
great.
So,
That's so sweet. We love that.
Thank you for doing
but
Now that is, if I'm not mistaken, that is on your Love Just Knows album. Is that where that comes
Mhm.
from? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's track number 2.
Okay. Which you can get. Let's give that website a plug again, Tommy. www.poppyirismusic.com. All one.
You got it.
yep.
See that? It's a remarkable video. Did anybody not want to propose? Did anybody say no when you asked if you would do that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, the guy in the on the not the surfboard, the skateboard, his girlfriend at first didn't want to do it. And then he convinced her to do it. So that was cool. And then she became a total ham and she loved it. There were a few where we really had, there was a really funny one where we asked this one guy if he would propose to this girl, and they were all set. And then she said, you know, I don't want him to ask me to marry him. I want her to ask me. And so we said, okay. So these two girls are proposing to each other, and it's so cute.
Oh, wow.
You know,
I saw that in the video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, you know, it was funny. So we didn't get a no. We just didn't even think like
Yeah,
that.
it wasn't the right bird. Yeah.
Yeah, by Venice Beach, you're going to get all kinds of people, and it was really fun. It was fun asking people. It was fun taking people who had never been in front of a camera before and seeing how natural they were with just a little bit of direction. How they could just warm up to the camera in about 10 minutes. And yeah, asking someone to marry you is a very intimate thing for someone to do to a stranger. So,
Absolutely.
you know, we kind of wanted it to look like they were people that were real proposals.
Yeah.
You know, but it's hard to get your friends to just all of a sudden ask each other to marry each other. You know, a whole slew of people that it's very, you know, few and far between with all of our friends. So just getting a bunch of people down there. I think we bought engagement rings on Amazon. We bought like 36 engagement rings for $10. And we put
I could have loaned you mine.
we put them in boxes, and you know what? They look so real. They look so real that people were wanting to keep them as souvenirs, you know, and they'll probably be worth a lot of money someday.
Well, the video was nicely done. I gotta say that it was a wonderful video.
Well, thank you to Tim Sabatino for helping with the storyboarding and the central characters, that central story that was going on inside all of the proposals, where the guy gets older and he becomes an old man finally in his mind, and he, you know, has to
More or less like Ed.
Yeah. No,
Getting older as we speak. Was that all done in one day, that beach shoot, or was it something that took a couple of days? It's all one day.
It was.
One very sweaty day. At the beach.
That's right.
We're talking with Deedee O'Malley and Michael Lusk from the group Poppyiris, and we're talking about why.
I wanted to ask you, did you have any musical influences growing up?
Who was your biggest influence?
Oh, actually, one of my biggest influences ended up becoming my boss, Loretta Lynn. I played bass and sang background for her for close to 2 decades. She was definitely one of my influences. My parents had very diverse music tastes. Dad was real into Merle Haggard, George Jones, Conway Twitty, and my mom pretty much liked everything, but I remember Fleetwood Mac being one of her favorite bands. And for a while, my grandmother lived with us, so we would watch Lawrence Welk show together and listen to Frank Sinatra. So I got a good influence from everybody.
Well, I look at in doing research for this. I look at the list of who you sang backup for, both of you: Willie Nelson, Kenny Rogers, Martina McBride, Garth Brooks. It's like who's who. What is it like singing background to an artist? An artist like that?
It's the same thing as singing for your brother or sister, because at the end of the day, you just want to do a great job. And if you let their stardom get in the way of your performance, then you've lost sight of what's important, you know. But they're just like everybody else. They get sick and they get flat tires
And for me, Garth, Casey Musgraves, Brandy Carlisle, they're all such genuinely nice people that, you know, once you get to know them, you're happy to be up there and proud to be a part of what they're doing, because it's just an amazing thing.
So it truly is like a baseball analogy. It's a team effort. When
it is a team effort. Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, I did not know that till I saw that in Ed's questions here, and I'm a big Kenny Rogers fan. I have all
he's my
his
favorite.
music, so what's something I might have heard you on?
Well, I sang on a bunch of his songs. I was actually part of a choir at Giant Stadium that sang behind him.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and we did a whole bunch of songs for him. I don't remember what they were.
Wow.
It was a long time ago, but it wasn't a live album or anything like that.
Wow.
Yeah, but he was amazing, and he has an incredible personality. And one of my favorite Kenny Rogers stories is the guy who did the Poppyiris logo for us, Mike Mnuchin, who's like a dad to me, did the logo work for every Kenny Rogers album he's ever done.
Nice.
And when he needed some logo for something for his band, Mike said, what do you want in exchange for this logo? Like, what can I do to pay you? How much do you want? And he said, you know, I do all your albums. I do everything for you. Just do me a favor. Call my sister. My sister's your biggest fan. Just call her and say, hey, this is Kenny
Oh.
Rogers.
Oh, nice.
He said, that's all you want? He said, yeah, that's all I want. And
Nice.
so Kenny called her, and she freaked out. She literally almost had a heart attack.
Wow.
But he's just that kind of guy, you know? And
Yeah.
Mike Mnuchin is the same way. And funny enough, Mike Mnuchin has done logos for Loretta Lynn on many of her albums. So it's kind of weird how our paths crossed way before we knew each other. In the people that we sang for and behind all know each other and have probably played on the same stage with each other many times.
Well, it's funny because as I mentioned on my social media, I'm sure you saw when Kenny Rogers passed away, that was my very first concert I went to.
Oh,
You know, and I used to get joked with because of the song "Coward of the County," because his name being Tommy. Everybody used to kid me all the time, so I used to call the local radio station and tell them to play it for me all the time. One of my friends who's a local DJ said, "The heck with this, I'm just gonna buy you a darn record." That was my very first concert I went to, and I always wanted to meet him, but never got the chance to.
I love that.
That's awesome.
I see you have a Christmas tree up there.
Yeah, I leave it up. I decorate it for every holiday, but I didn't put the Halloween decorations on it yet. Yeah.
That's really smart. It's way easier. Everyone should just do that.
Yeah. What do you say? Do you have another number for us?
Sure.
Sure.
What's next?
We have you want to do that one?
Sure.
Okay, so we have a music video we could plug coming out that we actually filmed this weekend with horses. We're riding horses, and it's just the difference. You know, I'm from the city, he's from the country. So the song is called Uptown Girl, Down Home Guy. And it kind of speaks for itself.
First
All
time
right.
being played, huh?
Yeah, here's an acoustic version of it. It's
Yeah.
got a big production on the album, but we're just gonna do it completely unplugged.
All right.
Back in school, so out of my league, wearing my brother's hand-me-down jeans. If you only knew I was falling for you, lost in those bright green eyes. How could a country boy even talk to you? 'Cause your daddy would kill me if he only knew. I never dreamed it would go this way. I never hear myself say, you're my uptown girl,
My down home guy.
it just works and we don't ask why.
I love the neon city lights.
I like the stars beneath the sky. Either way, the sparks are flying, baby, there ain't no denying. It's an endless ride with my uptown girl
And my down home guy. The same cute guy I saw in class was riding on a tractor, cutting my grass. Laying by the pool, I was thinking how cool it would be if you would ask me out. Oh, I could see myself with a boy like you. Daddy would kill me if he only knew. My heart dreamed and I prayed like hell. I would be calling myself your uptown girl,
your down home guy.
It just works and we don't ask why. I love the neon city lights.
I like the stars beneath the sky. Either way, the sparks are flying, baby, there ain't no denying. It's an endless ride with my uptown girl
And my down home guy. You love to get up early. I love to sleep in late.
Your flight to Paris, I'm a cabin by the lake. You're Dolce and Gabbana, you are Louis Vuitton.
Great deal at Walmart turns you on.
You're my uptown girl,
My down home guy. It just works and we don't ask why. I love the neon city lights.
I like the stars beneath the sky. Either way, the sparks are flying, baby, there ain't no denying. It's an endless ride with my uptown girl.
And my down home guy.
You're my uptown girl.
You're my down home guy.
You're my uptown girl.
You're my down home guy.
All right. Poppyiris. All right.
Brand new song, and we got to hear it here.
That's right.
I want to
Now,
ask.
how long did that
Oh,
take
go
to
ahead.
compose?
That was actually a rewrite from about 10 years ago. The song was originally started with a guy named Michael Shore, and we never got it off the ground. And I always loved that concept, especially since this duet emerged. And he is a country guy, and I am absolutely a city girl. I grew up in New York.
Oh,
And
okay.
so it just seemed like the perfect song to resurrect, rewrite, rip apart, and put back together again, which the four of us did. Mike Shore, Mike Lusk, Cindy Walkoff, and I, and we really changed a tremendous amount of it. We changed the melody, we changed so much of it, but the basic idea of the city girl meets the country guy remained. And I think we took a few lines from the original.
So 10 years and 2 hours.
10 years and 2 hours.
10 years and 2 hours.
Yeah.
That was going to lead to my next question. I was going to ask you, when composing, what do you find more difficult, the lyrics or the melody?
I think the lyrics take more thinking for me. It's more of a clever, I will rewrite a lyric 100 times till it's perfect. Melodies are spontaneous for me. I wake up with them in my head and it's like breathing for me. What about you?
Yeah, I think for me, usually I think the melody's sort of there first, and then you have to sort of fit the words in. Yeah. Words is hard.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Sometimes you can put the wrong syllable.
Hey, Ed, what's that behind you? A tie rack or belts? What are we looking at there?
Oh, well, I'm an aging long distance runner, and these are
Oh, okay.
these are 40
Wow.
years of. I don't have anything close to your neck of the woods, but I did do the Las Vegas half marathon about 10
That's
10 years
cool.
ago.
That's a lot of medals there.
Wow.
But of course, his wife tells him to keep on running. Keep going, keep going.
And he keeps finding his way back home, right?
Yes. I says, I want to go to the beach and propose to you again, Maureen, but she won't let me do it.
That's
Deedee.
amazing.
Deedee, can you
But
tell
thank
us
you, Michael. I
about
appreciate that.
can you tell us about your manual you wrote, the 10 steps to writing a song?
10 easy steps to writing a song. Well, I
Yeah.
was offered, Hal Leonard Publishing offered me a lot of money to make the book about 160 pages long. And I said, are you joking? It's called 10 easy steps to writing a song. If it's 160 pages, no one's going to want to read it. So I could have made a big deal with them had I put like a lot of illustrations and a bunch of filler material in there. But again, I'm more about purpose than I am about money. And I feel like the money will eventually come. I'm pretty sure we just had a slight earthquake in California as I was saying that.
Yes.
It's a little shaky over here.
Right now? Right now?
Yeah.
Yes, going
Yeah.
on.
Just
Really?
now.
Wow.
Just happened.
All right. October 19th,
Oh,
2020.
we're having an aftershock. It could be, it also could be the contractors next door ripping down a
Or it
building.
could be the doctor celebrating.
Or it could be. the
My
doctor's
husband had
appointment.
some beans last night too. It could be.
Yeah.
Yellow from Castaic.
Anyway, so 10 Easy Steps to Writing a Song is the only interactive manual on the planet, as far as I know, where you actually write 3 songs in the book before finishing reading it. It's a manual you actually write in the book. And again, I could have had a huge library deal, but who wants to take out a book that has somebody's writing all over it? So it was really done with the purpose of turning my hat over to all the people out there in the world that want to know how to write songs and want to know the secrets behind what goes into it. And there truly is a structure to songwriting that is missing with people who struggle and encounter writer's block. If they have that, they don't have structure. They don't understand the structure. So I simplify that in lots of exercises, and you literally write in the book. And by the time you're about 3/4 of the way through, you should have 3 songs before you finish reading the book. And you can get that book also at poppyirismusic.com in the shopping section.
My friend Ricky Cook, who's also a singer-songwriter, he always said that when he was a kid, his grandmother would write songs. And he said one day, he said, I want you to teach me how to write songs. And she said, well, honey, it's really easy. You just write a story and make the ends rhyme. So that yeah.
Ah, so cute.
That's Ricky Cook's grandmother's
It's true.
advice. Yeah.
Wow.
But Deedee, of course, you're no stranger to writing books. You want to talk to us a little bit about Penelope?
Piper and Penelope? That's funny that you should ask that, because it's right here. Oh, Piper and Penelope is a children's book. And Piper is like a kind of a little version of me as a kid. And Penelope is my dog. I actually have a dog named Penelope. And she's an entertainer, just like a lot of kids. And you know, she's actually very good at what she does, but she encounters a lot of obstacles on the way to getting her message out to the world. And she learns some pretty painful lessons that all kids have to learn. And it helps parents out, because instead of being the bad guy parent and always telling your kids what to do and what's right, they can just read this really fun book, and it instills some of the most important, valuable lessons that kids need to know about hygiene and things like that. And then each book has a song that goes with it, and you can access that song at piperandpenelope.com, along with many other songs that go with it. But Piper is really fun. I think there's a picture in here. My husband illustrated this whole book.
Nice.
He used to work for Hanna-Barbera, and he's a great illustrator. But that's one of my favorite pictures. Yeah, so that's that. And
where can they pick up that book?
right now, you can just email me at Deedee O'Malley, my name, deedeeomalley@gmail.com, and tell me that you want a book, and I'll get in touch with you because we don't have it set up. We just did an Indiegogo campaign. Thanks for your donation, Tom.
You're welcome.
And yeah, people were able to buy the book right there, and they still can donate even though the campaign is closed. But yeah, just email me at my name at gmail.com and let me know that you want a book, because it is getting close to the holidays, and if you want to get a book for anybody between the ages of 3 and 9, I would say it's the perfect book for kids.
Yeah, I actually purchased mine for my roommate's niece.
That's
I can get one
awesome.
I can get one for Maureen, who's a little bit over the 3 to 9 range, but we can see.
Hey,
She'll
but
love
I
me
won't
forever.
tell. I won't tell. Adults love this book.
You know, my next question leads into something you have for this evening, and that's with the pandemic that we're currently under. How do you feel about virtual performances?
They've started to grow on me. At first I can imagine what it would be like for the professional athletes to be playing in a stadium with nobody there. I think so much of what we do live, you're used to feeding off the audience and their response, and and I think for a while it was a little sterile, but I think now it's become sort of a new format. I think that's probably going to be a part of the norm. I mean, I'm ready to get back to doing live shows with a crowd in front of us. But I like the virtual shows. It's a nice way to bring people into your living room, into your personality, and it's not all about the stage show. It's stripped down, and there's you get to see the mistakes, and somebody breaks a string, there's no guitar tech to hand you another guitar. You got to go to the back bedroom and grab another one yourself.
When was the last time you did a live concert? Has it been since March when all this started?
Yeah, the last one was, I think, November.
November of last year.
November.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, very similar to how the restaurants have had to put people outside. When things open up and go back to the way they were, they'll have an extra source of income with a new patio that they may not have built had it been otherwise. We have a live format now that certain people who never had live before now understand how to do that, and we'll have a whole other form of communication that they didn't have before.
And of course, you have an event later on this evening. You're doing double duty today. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, there's a company called Magic, MAJIIK, and they do a lot. That's not bothering me at all. They do a lot of concerts and unique ways of promoting. And I'm just learning about this company. Well, really, I'm just learning about it. But they're amazing. And they do a lot of the light shows for Garth Brooks, and they're doing a whole tour with Kiss that's coming up. And you can buy tickets online, and once you buy the concert, you can watch it as many times as you want. You wind up, you have to download an application called Magic, MAJIIK, and then you buy a concert almost like you're buying an album, and it becomes part of your catalog in your phone or your computer, and you can watch it anytime you want in the future. So it's like buying a movie on Netflix or Amazon,
Well, I got my ticket last night, so I'll be there tonight.
Great.
Thank you.
Christmas tree and all.
You want to play? You want to play another number for us?
Sure. This is a song that Cindy, Mike, and I wrote with Grant W. Nicholas called So Familiar. And again, this one was an idea from a very long time ago that got rewritten. I think it kind of explains itself, so I don't need to talk about it. You'll get it when you hear it, right?
I think so.
that feeling when you meet someone and you feel like you've known them forever? Maybe you have. You brush past me. I swear I felt your touch before. Something so familiar. Feelings crashing hard. Emotions we could not ignore. Something so familiar.
I could already taste your kiss way before our lips met. A mystery between us I can't resist. A history impossible to forget. Something about us is so, so familiar. Like there's history between us, and I've known you all my life. A timeless kind of love doesn't rust, doesn't wither. Happens every time I'm with you. It's so, so, so familiar. Got lost in your eyes at least 1,000 times before.
Something so familiar.
It's no surprise you hold the key to my heart's door.
Something so familiar. I can taste your kiss way before our lips met. History between us I can't resist. A mystery impossible to forget.
Something about us is so, so familiar.
Like there's history between us.
And I've known you all my life. A timeless kind of love doesn't rust, doesn't wither. Happens every time I'm with you. It's so, so, so familiar.
Each time around, we always found each other, but could
Not stick around. This time we know we'll let love grow on and on. Something about us is so, so familiar. Like there's history between us, and I've known you all my life. A timeless kind of love doesn't rust, doesn't wither. Happens every time I'm with you. It's so, so, so. Something about us is so, so familiar. Like there's history between us, and I've known you all my life. Timeless kind of love doesn't rust, doesn't wither. Happens every time I'm with you. It's so, so, so familiar.
oh, something so familiar.
Something so familiar.
Something so familiar.
You're listening to Poppyiris featuring Michael Lusk and Deedee O'Malley. I want to ask you, what other types of music do you listen to when you're not working?
I love Broadway musicals. I love pop country music and Broadway musicals. I could listen to Broadway musicals and pop country music all day long. And that's Penelope in the background.
Yourself, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she said Broadway. Did she?
She did. She said
She said
Broadway.
Broadway.
And I have a beautiful, wonderful 27-year-old fiance who listens to everything from classic country to violin, cello concertos to modern hip hop to everything. So we get
The
it
whole
all.
gamut.
Yeah.
Nice.
What advice would you give someone who is interested in getting into the music business, and what is the best piece of advice you received?
Marry someone wealthy.
Damn, I missed that one.
Scrap that.
I think for me, if I were to suggest, if someone wants to get into the music business, I think you need to realize that there are multiple facets to the music business. You don't necessarily have to be an on-stage performer or recording artist. I've got friends who are making great livings teaching piano to little kids, teaching guitar. There's a lot of ways to be in the music business, and you don't have to be the next Garth Brooks necessarily to still be really happy with what you do and to make a really great living at it.
Yeah, and don't just sing or play an instrument. Like learn how to write songs, learn how to write them. I've made a lot of money with songwriting in my life. I wrote one little tiny song. I think it took me 20 minutes to write about a frog and a bird, and I made $75,000 from that song.
What?
Wow.
Can I borrow some money?
Nice frog.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Learn how to write
Yeah.
songs. Yeah.
You hopped all the way to the bank.
Yeah, and I would say learn to play as many instruments as possible. I think it would be like being on a sports team. I think the more you understand the entire game and how the team works as a team, I think if you're a bass player who understands what the lead guitar is supposed to be doing, what the drummer is supposed to be doing, I think you're going to be a better bass player if you know what everyone else's role is, and then you fit your role to, enhance everyone else.
Smart.
How important is social media for you to get the word out?
So important. So important. I can't imagine. I mean, with everything going on, like we wouldn't be doing this
Yeah.
right now, right?
I mean, social media has become the new way to get your message across, to get your music heard. I don't know if you guys have watched Coal Miner's Daughter, the story of Loretta Lynn, but when she was first starting out, she and her husband Mooney would drive to the radio towers with her single record and ask the DJs to play the song. And, nowadays you can kind of do that same format, just, from your social media platform. You're not necessarily asking a radio station to play it, but you're letting people hear your music.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think YouTube alone would be a perfect tool.
Yeah.
I think it's also these live virtual shows are the next best thing to performing live, which is the most powerful form of communication. So if you can actually play live somewhere, do these kinds of things as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I have one more question. I'm coming down to the end of my questions here. What do you do in your free time to unwind?
You play that game on your phone.
Yeah. And Bianca hates it.
Well, do you ever pick up the baseball and throw a few knuckleballs to unwind?
I would love to again. That would be great. Yeah, it probably hurt my shoulder, but yeah.
I like to make jewelry, and I like to binge watch The Outlander, one of my favorite TV shows. I will binge watch the next series if I can. I like to take at least, when I say binge watch, I mean every night, because I can't really take 10 hours and watch an entire series, but I'll take an hour out each night and watch a new series that comes out. That's my unwind for sure.
Yeah, Bianca and I at home, we definitely, take advantage of the Netflix, Amazon Prime. We also like to find great new restaurants, and since Nashville has boomed so much in the last 5 or 10 years, there's a new restaurant every day, every week that's
fun.
Incredible. So we have a bucket list of restaurants that we sort of go through. Even when we go on vacation, it's sort of we're going to Key West. What are we going to eat when we go there? It's
Cindy likes to gamble. She likes to go to
Slots. I like the penny
she
slots.
likes the penny slots.
Oh, in
Penny
Vegas.
slots, huh?
Yeah,
In Vegas?
And I'm waiting until everything's lifted.
that's her form of relaxation. Isn't that funny?
I've got a few pennies.
Mom says I never walk so fast as when I enter a casino.
Her mom says she never walks as fast as when she enters a casino. So cute.
Mayan's
Get a
just
fit-
listening
get
to
a Fitbit.
music.
What'd you say?
Mayan's listening to music. That's what I do to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
That's a smart thing to do.
Is
and
it?
and as a
is
for
there
myself, as an
anything-
over the hill long distance runner, running mellows me out. So
Oh, I
Yeah,
bet.
just keep running, Ed.
yes.
Is there
How many
anything?
miles you putting in a week now, Ed?
About 25.
Wow, that's great still.
Yeah.
Good.
And it's still fun. You know, I'm 70, so you know, no
Oh, good for
injuries.
you.
So
You
That's great.
look absolutely amazing. You look so healthy and happy. Just keep doing that, man. That's inspirational.
Tom, can we book them again next week? I like what you said. Thank you, Deedee. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you'd like to address?
Well, you made me think of a funny story.
Go ahead.
I
Share
thought
it
was
with us.
cute. I was on a cruise ship with a runner, and I'm telling you this, Ed, because his name was Ian, and he won on the Dianetic racing team, like I think 10 years in a row, and every year he would win. And he would, when we were in Aruba, and can you hand me that phone real quick? We were in Aruba. Hold on, the phone's ringing, and I know
I didn't
it's.
know what you said.
This is another good part about the internet
Yeah,
performances.
anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And he walked up to me and he said, "Are you going to the Starlight Ball tonight? We're going to be dancing and having a great time." And I had made the mistake of leaving all my gowns behind the door. Like I hung them up behind the door and they never made it to the airport. And that is the whole reason why you go on a cruise ship when you're a girl. It's to wear a different gown every night. And
Or a guy, if that's what you're into.
that's right. And pretend you're a princess getting swept off her feet by her, potential fiance or whatever. So it was a very romantic thing. And I left all my dresses at home. So all I had was shorts and sneakers. So this runner had come up to me and asked me if I was going. And I said, no. And he said, and he was in a really good shape. He was tall like you and just ran like 25 miles every morning without fail. And he said, well, you should come up to our cabin because my wife, Pammy, has so many dresses in her cabin. And I'm sure you could probably go shopping in her closet. And you look about the same size as her. And I said, no, thank you so much. That's really sweet. He goes, no, I insist. I said, okay. So I thought about it a little while longer, and he asked me again before we left the room. And I said, I thought about it a little longer, and I realized that I have a really strange shoe size, and all of her gowns may look beautiful on me, but they're going to look really silly with tennis sneakers. So I'm going to pass. Well, what size shoe are you? And I said, I'm a 9.5 narrow. Oh, that's Pammy's shoe. That's the same size as Pammy. I insist you come up right now and go shopping in her closet. So I said, okay. I followed him up to a room. She had the most beautiful gowns I've ever seen, and they were so much nicer than anything that I would have brought on that ship. So much nicer. She wound up giving me about 10 different gowns and 5 pairs of shoes. And the pictures, the photos that I have from that cruise are incredible. And the dresses that I was wearing are just insane. Anyway, I have a book called The Lemonade Maker, another shameless plug, but it's
Yep.
about turning life's lemons into
Yep.
lemonade. And I have a show called The Lemonade Maker Show, and Tom was on that show. You
Thank
should
you
check
for
out
that
that
too,
episode.
by the way.
What?
Thank you for that too, by the way.
Oh yeah, well, you are such a great guest. But I loved your story so much. But I believe that no matter how bad things get, you know, you can always make something better out of a crappy situation. So if you ever lose all your clothes on a cruise ship, go find Pammy. And if you're a 9.5 narrow, you're a lot. So this is the lemonade maker. Thanks for grabbing
You're
that.
welcome.
And it's 21 musicals, 21 songs and stories about how I turned life's terrible lemons, terrible, quote unquote, lemons into incredible obstacles in my career. And if you're someone out there who has a spectacular lemonade story of a time when something horrific happened to you or seemingly horrific happened to you and you turned that into lemonade, I want to know about your stories. So you can email me at deedeeomalley@gmail.com. That's totally fine. I'll get your communication and let me know if you want to be on the show. So there you go.
There we
Thank
have
you.
it.
Is there
Nice to
anything
hear a
else?
runner do something good.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we close?
I think we're good.
I think we're ready to
Well,
blow this popsicle.
good luck tonight.
Well,
Thanks.
yeah, good luck tonight.
Yeah.
And I want to thank the two of you for joining us today. And what do you say we blow this popsicle stand?
All right.
I think that's a great idea.
Switching guitars.
Take me out of town. This office job has been bringing me down. I'm happier when my guy is around. No matter what we do, as long as I'm with you.
Let's head down the road. Turn up the heat on the radio. I really could care less where we go.
No matter what we do, as long as I'm with you.
Take all the time we want.
Go as far as we can.
I got some dough, baby, let's blow this popsicle stand. Tell your boss you can't be there, baby, cancel all your plans. I'm ready to go, baby, let's blow this popsicle stand. I got our favorite wine, a blanket, you and me, and lots of time. Let's leave our worries and the world behind. Baby, by your side, let's take a little ride.
Honey, let's go wild. You're always bringing out my inner child. I'm ready to be cranking up those miles.
Baby, by your side, let's take a little ride. Take all the time we want, go as far as we can. I got some dough, baby, let's blow this popsicle stand. Tell your boss you can't be there, baby, cancel all your plans. I'm ready to go, baby, let's blow this popsicle stand. Ready for this exploration of your body, mind, and soul. It's gonna be a sweet vacation. Jump on in, let's go. Take all the time we want. Go as far as we can. I got some dough, baby, let's blow this popsicle stand. Tell your boss you can't be there, baby, cancel all your plans. I'm ready to go, baby, let's blow this popsicle stand. I got some dough, baby, let's blow this popsicle stand.
I'm so ready to go.
Baby, let's blow this popsicle stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mike and Deedee. It's been a
Thanks.
pleasure.
Thanks, guys.
And feel
Thank
free
you.
to come back.
That was really fun.
Feel free to come back and join us anytime.
Great.
Absolutely. We would
And
love to.
go Dodgers.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank
Thank you, Ed. And we want to
Thank
thank
you.
everybody
Thank
for
you, Ed.
joining
Thanks,
us.
Ed.
you.
We'll be thinking of you next time we're running somewhere.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, thanks.
Bye.